Hi, this is Chris Chappell with FastPaddler, and today I'm going to show you how to remove a plastic paddle shaft locker off of the shaft. Now these are epoxied on at the factory, so there'll be like a layer of epoxy that the locker is actually stuck onto. So we're going to remove this locker, leave that epoxy on it, which kind of centers it, and then you'll be able to glue it back on. So first thing I'm going to do is just protect the shaft. This happens to be a busted shaft, obviously, but you'll want to protect your new shaft. So one thing I do, and you'll see why in a second, is just wrap some masking tape around this piece here. This is just to protect it in case you slip with the hacksaw that I'm going to show you in a minute. So the way to get this off is with both heat and with physical exertion, using a utility knife, a pair of pliers, and a heat gun that I'll show you in a minute. So what I found has worked, and there is no right or wrong way, is to score a line in the locker here just using a hacksaw, and then go ahead and work it more with the utility knife after that. So what you don't want to do is obviously cut your shaft. So all I'm going to do, and I start right here above this opening, you can see this opening right here, just so I have something to bite onto with the pliers. So all I'm going to do, this is nothing too fancy. You can see I'm just cutting. Obviously try not to cut your fingers. It'll put a damper on your day. And this happens to be just a 18 tooth per inch blade. The finer the blade, the better when you're cutting something like this. Like I said, this is nothing too fancy or high tech. You don't want to cut all the way. You don't want to cut into the shaft, obviously, and there'll be epoxy under this. So I'm just going to try to cut it so it's relatively close. You can kind of get a feel for it. If you do go all the way through, you just hit a layer of epoxy that's used to attach the locker, not the epoxy of the. And that's getting pretty close. Like I said, I'm just using this to save me some time with the utility knife. Okay, that's probably good enough. And here you can probably see, all I did was do a score line. Nothing too fancy. Now what I'm going to do is use some heat with my heat gun to go ahead and soften up the plastic and then physically tear this thing off, basically. So let's get the heat gun over here. All right, just putting this off to the side so I don't melt my camera. And now I'm going to do is just start heating up this a little. Heating up this plastic locker. What you don't want to do is get the shaft real hot. Now you can see why I put that tape there. I just put that tape there in case the hacksaw blade slipped. You didn't want to rip, or the utility knife, which I'm going to show you. Now as this gets warm, I'm going to take my utility knife and just start to score this line a little more. Okay, just making that. Now what's going to happen is the plastic is going to get soft, which will make the connection to the epoxy a little looser as well from that heat. I'm going to score this a little more. Like I said, nothing fancy. All I'm trying to do is find a place to break, because I'm going to take my pliers, I'm going to peel this right off once it's soft enough. And this locker would never get soft enough from being in the sun outside or in, in a hot car or something. Not sure what temperature this is at, but it's fairly hot. Now what I can start to do, all I'm doing is putting a pair of pliers on here and torqued it off. So you can see, came off pretty easily. Now you're ready to apply, put the new one on. So just to show that again real quick, the idea was to cut through the plastic with the hacksaw to get it down so I didn't have to use a ton of work with the utility knife. And then I took the utility knife and just kind of finished that off. And once I had that just about all the way through, I heated it up, which did two things. It softened the plastic so it would open up, and also it went ahead and loosened the adhesion between the locker and the shaft. Now here you can see there is some epoxy on here. So here's the, and it's different thicknesses. So you want to leave that on. So when you put the new locker on, it's already centered. I hope that helps. I'll be working on another video to actually go ahead and show you. I'll actually be working on another video to go ahead and show you how to actually apply the adhesive and attach the locker. I just wanted to show folks, this is the product that I've been using lately for attaching the locker. It works really well. JB Weld plastic bonder. It's nice. It's got a setup time of 15 minutes, so that gives you plenty of time to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. And then it dries in a good 30 minutes. I find it takes a little longer to dry than that, but it works really, really well.